at 3 o'clock. Jiu-jitsu is one of the best martial arts. And I am grateful for the time that I was able to spend learning jiu-jitsu. Let's go here. Ryan, do you roll? I think we're going to see red come into Australia, locking my 5 in Australia. You learned jiu-jitsu and wrestling, and it has come in handy in the past. You know, all of those things are handy, even if you never use them for violence. All of them are handy for a few different reasons, right? There's a great video about Joe Rogan talking about why everyone should learn jiu-jitsu. Everyone should learn jiu-jitsu. Because it teaches you that you are not a badass, and that dudes who are 90 pounds can kick your ass. And not just kick your ass, but they can kill you, right? That's the point of tapping out. Tapping is you telling the other guy that, yes, if you had continued, you could have killed me, and there's not anything I could have done about it. Oh, brain cell. Leona told me the same thing earlier, man. There's a problem with the way that my mic is configured, and I can't figure out how to solve it so that I can swing it back. And so I decided to give up for this session. Like, there should be a way to mix a mono mic into both channels, but I don't know how to do that. So the second thing that jiu-jitsu teaches you is body control. It teaches you how your body moves and how it doesn't move, and it teaches you how other people's bodies move and don't move, right? One of my favorite things about what I learned how my body moves and doesn't move is that it actually taught me how to dance. Like, I learned how my hips work from jiu-jitsu. That's pretty fucked. Right? You learn how, one of the things that jiu-jitsu teaches you is how a joint finds its limitation, and then how you can exploit what those limitations are. Your shoulder joint can move this way. If you put your hand back, your shoulder joint can move a whole lot. If you put your hand out, your shoulder joint all of a sudden can't move all that much. If you put your hand out way out here, then you have a lot of flexibility again. I bet you can dance better than you think you can, man. You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind. But I think that the self-defense aspect of jiu-jitsu is, like, tertiary. The first part of self-defense from jiu-jitsu that you learn, the most important part, I think, is that something similar that you learn as you get good at Risk. It's better not to be in a fight than it is to be in a fight. You have a sister and mom that are amazing dancers and they make fun of you when you try to dance? Well, that is their failure, my friend. That is their failure. Basically, everybody sucks at dancing. And the key is just to not fucking care and to move your hips. And you learn from jiu-jitsu how to move your hips. And teach me how to sing? Man, if I have 2 more of these, maybe I'll do a karaoke redeem. I haven't set up a redeem, but you know, whatever. I'll do some karaoke. Fuck. Red, why you gotta be in Africa with me, bro? Is Red just waiting for Pink to spend his troops taking South America to move into South America? Pink still has 12 out there, man. Alright, so I'm gonna have a trade next turn. Hopefully I don't die before then. I grew up singing, Orion. Hang on. I also grew up in the band. That's my trumpet right there. All right, what do we think Red's gonna do right here? I think Red just comes at me. Do we think Red chills? Do we think Red trades? You know what? I have been in the first position. Noobstralia 2.0. I knew it was coming. I did choir 2, so that I could be around girls. Because the choir always needed guys. And when we went on tour, I was in the band. The band and the choir actually went on tour together. And I was able to participate in both because the choir needed guys. and I could sing. But that was ages ago. All right, this is the first game today that I'm playing from Africa. My very favorite position. In Risk. Graduated in the 90s. The very end of the 90s. Doing impressions helped me become better at singing. I believe that. It allowed me to access the broader vocal range. Impressions of other singers, or just impressions of like actors and such? Woo! Oh man, red really does not want pink to live. Okay, so red feeds the pink kill. Assuming pink doesn't set. If pink sets right here. Pink sets. And runs right back into red. Orion. So the thing about impersonation, I understand that perspective, and I actually appreciate the idea of not wanting to copy other artists. But for an absolute beginner, I actually think that learning how other artists perform their craft is an essential part of learning how to do art. And you accept the influences of those artists that you choose to impersonate. And it's not just in singing, it's also in instrumental, it's in painting and drawing, it's in writing code. Like anything that you do that is a creation-oriented act, where you have the ability to observe how other people, especially really good people, perform that act. You can absorb their style into your own in a more complete way if you actually go ahead and impersonate them for a little bit. I'm not saying do it forever. But the whole idea of being influenced by artists is that the things that they do become a part of your own art. Whether you accept that or you want that to happen or not, it does happen. Let's take Risk for a second, okay? Since we're in the middle of a game of Risk. I started playing the board game Risk, Classic Fixed, in, like, the fucking 1980s. I probably played my first game of Risk in the 1980s. Shit. We got... But I gained more watching Pete play Risk than I did in the 30 years between when I first started playing and now. Orion, So you had never played Risk until 6 months ago? Alright, so purple's gonna take the pink kill. I used to play IRL with my dad and uncle as well, but it was a very different game. They played a beginner level game, and I learned the beginner level game, which is more advanced than the novice level game, for sure. I wish I played Risk more as a kid. I played in high school and college. Nothing serious till I found it on mobile. Yeah. Red sets. Fuck. It says attack red. Alright, I'll attack red. Oh, he wants me to take South America. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I think this is the right play. Alright, so we just push red out into no man's land. Red doesn't like me anymore. To have nothing on it really isn't hold. Are you talking about Venezuela? Yes, I agree. I didn't really hold Venezuela. I just wanted to show purple that I wanted to hold South America, and not that I was clearing it out and then abandoning it. Oh. Yeah. Red. For sure. Okay. I was worried that green was going to hit me right there after I was like, okay, I'll go do other things and hit other things, not your stuff. How long have I been playing Risk for? So, I have been playing Risk online for months. Maybe a year? Maybe a year I've been playing. After this game, I'll go and check out my stats. I think that I've got like 1,200 games total. Oh, it'll tell you how much time I've been playing as well. We'll check that out at the end of the game. Before that, I had played Risk in real life on the board game. Many dozens, maybe 100 games in the past. I am well over 10x that now. I played Risk often enough that I enjoyed the game so much that in like 2001 or 2002, there was a Kickstarter for a company called Havoc Games, and they came out with a series of maps, like custom maps for Risk. And I bought 3 custom maps that are not presently in the online game with SMG. And maybe I'll go grab those and show those to you guys sometime. Like, I have physical boards that are alternate maps, that are alternate Risk maps. So I've been playing for a while. Green's testing me. Green's testing me. Alright, Green. I passed your fucking test, Green. You want me to kill red? Nah, man. That's too expensive to kill red. On 4, maybe I'll kill red. Does green want to be able to kill red? Alright. If red doesn't trade here, I'll kill him. GG, red. It was nice knowing you, buddy. IRL Risk is true random, yes. So true random is not actually true random, right? True random is when you manual roll, right? You see the dice roll and the attacker has 3 dice and the defender has 2 dice. And that is the math behind true random. But for every roll, so like if I were to roll 66 versus 68, I would have to roll probably a total of 90 to 100 times. And we'd just fucking sit there and throw dice. And we'd sit there and throw dice. And we'd sit there and throw dice 100 times. I've considered, I've actually thought about how I might make a, balanced blitz calculator. For IRL Risk. No turn timers, no. You hear a lot of times that people say, like, oh my god, Risks take so long. Well, it does take a long time, because you fucking have to roll 100 times. Turn timers IRL would be interesting. They would have to be much longer than 60 seconds. Because just fucking rolling takes forever. What do you think would be reasonable for online? Like, think about how long it takes to roll dice. And then to account for the number of armies that have been lost for each roll. So in auto placement in IRL, there are physically cards for each one of the territories. And at the very beginning of the game, the cards are dealt out to each one of the players. They're shuffled and then dealt out to each one of the players. And the cards that you get are the territories that you get. And you place one army on each one of the territories. And then the next round, you shuffle the cards, you remove one, you take a card, you place an army on that, shuffle the cards, next turn, remove one, pull a card, shuffle, until all of your armies are distributed. The fuck is going on with green right here, man? It was long, but like all games were long. Like fucking Monopoly takes forever to play in real life. That's not entirely true. Competitive Monopoly games only take like 20 minutes, which is ridiculous to me. Alright, so we've reached level 1 stalemate. Purple +5, green +5, me +5. Level 1 stalemate. How do we advance the game from here? Someone has to get frisky or bot. Green, myself, and purple. All very, very close in troop counts. And I am a good player. I'm a good neighbor. Watch me fortify out so that fucking green has a card. I will pay you to make an in-depth fixed video. My friend, I am working on it. I have a Google Doc going through the basics of fixed, and then into like deeper levels of fixed. And hang on, let me see how long it is right now. It's only 10 pages long right now. But this is my outline for the script of the series that I think I'm gonna do for Classic Fixed. And even then, I'm thinking about, like, I'm gonna miss so much. because there's so many like weird positions that you might end up in. That's what she said. My games take a long while since nobody forfeits. I usually end up with 40, 50k net worth. What the fuck? You talking about in IRL games? Are you talking about Monopoly? Yeah. Well, I think that the reason that most Monopoly games go for a really long time is that most people don't actually play by the printed rules of Monopoly. And I didn't realize that I didn't even play by the printed rules of Monopoly until I watched a freaking documentary about the Monopoly World Championships. Yeah, exactly, Bo. Most people don't know how to play Monopoly correctly. Myself included, sir. Ooh, look. I have so many Africa cards. I'm gonna take East Africa. I'll whip your ass in Uno, though. Draw 27 or play Risk by house rules. I play by the rules, and the people tell me I'm wrong. I pull the rules out, and they're like, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. Nobody plays by the correct rules. My family and household followers follow the rules to the T. If you don't follow them, you're a dirty cheater and ignorant to them. That's correct, sir. One of my favorite things about Monopoly is there is a provision that says if the bank runs out of money, you may think that the bank has gone bankrupt, but the bank cannot go bankrupt. If the bank runs out of money, you simply start to write IOUs for the bank. Ooh, I love Sequence. Sequence is a good game. It's been a long time. I think that I would have to relearn the rules of Sequence. I remember liking Sequence a lot. Another game that I really enjoyed was Cranium. Because normies sometimes get faced with cranium tasks that they think that they can't possibly figure out. I remember one of the things the questions in Cranium was like, how many sheets of paper would it take to get from the surface of the Earth to the surface of the Moon? And then it gave ranges. Like, it was a multiple choice question. Is it 1 million or 10 million or 100 million? And that's actually a question with those types of ranges that you can kind of figure it out. You know, another fun game. Sequence is great. Bunko is also very fun. Oh, Ryan, are you danger again with me? I've never played Pandaran. Whew. But I am feeling these rum and cokes right now. Yeah, I guess I'll take Madagascar. Alright, so how do we advance this game? We could play for second. We could cause the game to get second very easily, right? I kill green and open up blue at the same time. Euchre is good. All right. Blue comes out, or purple comes out to play. Poker's a different kind of game. Poker is a game that you play against the players. Bo Skidley, what if you stacked them instead of on end? And also, I would fucking love it if you just showed your work. Tell me how to do it, dude. Tell me. Being in Vegas, I didn't know Euchre was that big. I thought it was more Midwest game. I learned Euchre in when I lived in the Pacific Northwest. We played it for points, not for money. I know that defeats the point of some card games for a lot of people. But that's what happens when you play in church, you know? War is okay. Oh, man. Casino War. It's fucking stupid. It's like, hey, would you like to give us some money? Here's a game we call War. I should really learn how to play Baccarat. Because my understanding is that it's basically 50-50. Baccarat at the casino is so fun! That's what I hear. I hear. Oh, no. I read yours, man. I read yours. You beat me to it for sure. Look at this. I'm going to keep 2 wild cards. Not like it really matters in fixed, but still. What about Baccarat is fun? Oh. The goal of the game is to choose yourself or the banker, whoever is the closest to 9 wins. 10 aces. Or 10, so if you have a 9 and 10, you have a perfect winning hand. Still don't get it. That's a little esoteric, but seems like a simple enough game. My favorite game in the casino was Blackjack. Gotta love that fucking 21. Because your decisions are consequential to the outcome of the game. And the knowledgeable player actually has a benefit, an advantage over the house. You see two to three games and you pick it up, yeah. Brain cell, do you count cards at all? It's actually significantly easier than it appears to be. All right. I'm not in a hurry to advance this game. I'm not in a hurry. I think someone's going to bot eventually. And then we can figure it out from there. In the meantime, I'm cool with hanging out and continuing to sip on my beverage of choice. Where did you learn to count, Brain Cell? And do you actually keep accurate count the entire time you're playing? Because I'll tell you that when I play, very often I find myself in a flow state where I don't actually end up keeping count. And I find myself feeling the count of the game. And most of the time, that's good enough. Kiefer, do you have a blackjack app on your phone? I've done that, and when I was commuting on the train for a while, I would just play blackjack on my phone the entire time and attempt to keep count. Teaching myself how to continue to count. It's just like a friggin' trainer. I watched some videos online when I first started out. I'd say I have a solid 70% accuracy when it comes to counting cards. I mean, that's a 70% advantage over everyone else who plays, but the game is not a team game. The thing you need to remember about Blackjack is it's not a team game, right? Blackjack is an individual game. And some people enjoy playing single deck Blackjack. I think they think that they have an advantage playing single deck Blackjack. But that's not exactly true. Because because you don't get to see everyone else's hands in single deck blackjack. They deal the cards face down. And so maybe the final player has some sort of advantage. But most of the players in a single deck game don't have any advantage from just having a single deck. It's actually easier to have an advantage for counting in a multi-deck, or a multi-deck shoe, yeah. Distractions are real. Dude, some of the Vegas casinos right now have not just super hot girls dealing blackjack, but they also put fucking go-go dancers on the table, so you are completely distracted from the game. They also have like chair massages that come through and will give you a back massage while you're sitting at the table. Like anything that they can do to distract you from the game. I don't think I would make it out of Vegas with any profit with that kind of distraction and alcohol. Well, that's the whole point of how they make you play, man. On the other hand, sometimes the attention from the cute girls and the eye candy is worth the amount that you spend while you're sitting at the table. So, in the same way that I am a little bit obsessive and will play Risk for 13 hours at a time, I have also been known to go down to a casino and play blackjack for 13 hours at a time. And my basic philosophy is that if I can go to a casino and play blackjack for 13 hours and walk away from the table down maybe $200, then I've gotten 13 hours of entertainment for $200 and free drinks the entire time, and I got to look at pretty girls the entire time. 13 hours, $200? That's not that bad. IRL Crest stream playing blackjack would be fire. Oh, dude. A few years back, let me tell you a story. All right. A few years back, this is probably 2014. 2013, 2014. I was living in Los Angeles, and I put together an installation, an interactive installation. It was my job at the time, for Twitter, for CES, for their CES program. And they didn't have their installation in the convention center. They put it together in the Cosmopolitan Hotel. And after the first day, they were there the entire week. And so I was there the entire week. And I had a hotel room, and it was beautiful. and we were having fun. And I had to be there to make sure that my installation worked the entire time. But after the first day, everything worked flawlessly, and so I was good to just be like within 5 minutes of where the installation was, so that if something went wrong, I could come and fix it and be ready to go 5 minutes later. We were in the Cosmopolitan. We were in the Cosmopolitan ballrooms. That's where we were installed. And so I just went downstairs and started playing blackjack. And so for the next 5 days, 8 hours a day, I just sat at the blackjack table and played blackjack for 8 hours a day. At the end of 8 days, I think I was up by like $2,000. But the fact that I'd been sitting there playing for 8 hours a day for 5 days made the Cosmopolitan think that I was a hopeless, degenerate gambler. And from that day forward, until just this year, they gave me free hotel rooms whenever I wanted them. And free concert tickets and all kinds of shit. Just because they wanted me to come back and play. And it literally took 10 years. Until they said, you haven't used this enough, and so we're not gonna go. We're not gonna go anymore. But what that proved to me also is that I can sit down and play for 8 hours at a time and not lose money. It's crazy. Some of the people I met while I was sitting there were really interesting. I met like a couple college football coaches. I met some people who were in industry like waste management. I met some people that were in industry like concrete. There was some sort of concrete convention going on. Crazy. It was a great work trip. Uh-oh. Green sends me a heart. I love you too, Green. Do you want me to open you? There you go, Green. Go hit somebody, buddy. Off topic, I used to be a railroad conductor. I don't know why I said that. I must be the booze. Did you work for the Union Pacific, Orion? I have a number of neighbors here in Las Vegas who were conductors on the Union Pacific Railroad and are now retired. Red Baron, nice little deadliest trap. It would be a nice little deadliest trap if anyone would do anything other than just take cards. But the real deadliest trap is we all start sending our turn generation into blue. But that's not going to happen. Norfolk Southern. I've heard of that because I've played the game Ticket to Ride. Norfolk Southern, ironic name. Yes! Yes, it is. Alright, Green didn't actually want to do something. Best company around for rail derailments. Dude, so earlier, like maybe a couple years ago, there was the big contract dispute between rail workers and the rail companies. And the federal government stepped in and basically said, you must accept this contract. You cannot strike. And broke the strike. And then, over the next few months, we saw several train derailments, including East Palestine, Ohio. And it made me wonder, is what we're seeing intentional? Is this all part of the passive-aggressive resistance against the contract strike breaking? All right. Green would like us to attack purple. What do we get out of attacking purple? Like, I want to be homies, but I have the big stack right now, right? Like, let's attack blue. He says attack purple. He wants me to go through him to attack purple? He's gonna attack purple. Alright, let's run this back here. Alright, we're gonna end this game. Alright. Green has accepted second place. Let's fucking go. Good game, Green. Good game. Good game. Good game. All right. Green is an expert. Green was a master. Knew how to finish the game. Blue was an expert. Purple was an expert. The other two were beginners. Well played, Ingust. Well played. Another win for the Crestman.